It's Week 5 of the NFL. And here's Juwan Bentley, who had a strong showing last week with an 8-tackle game. It's the Pats and the Commanders, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Today we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Washington Commanders and the New England Patriots. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand, and CD, you look at Washington coming into play here. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they can get some one-on-ones in the passing game, maybe identify some situations where they can swing the ball to the backs in space, even find some spots where just...
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it.
Jones looking to throw right away. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Throwing again on second down. Jones. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. Throwing, Jones. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. On fourth down, Joseph Charlton on to punt. It's taken to the 26. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
That's out wide here for Robinson. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's second down. Off the play fake, Boston. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A check-in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 15 carries, 63 yards.
I can remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. but they've lost 2 straight games. So they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Throwing on first down. Boston. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Second down and a run by Robinson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judah.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. And deep to return it is Marcus Jones. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Stevenson gets it again on second down. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Now Jones. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Patriots will get a new set of downs.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. To the right side, this is Stevenson. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. On 3rd down, Jones. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
On 1st and 10, Jones throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Commander's 16-yard.
From the 16, Jones. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And the Patriots are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. from the 8. They've got it 1st and goal. Here's Stevenson. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Harris, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Jones now going to throw on 3rd and goal toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They begin the drive with Robinson. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Operating from the gun, Boston. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. It got his man complete. A huge play there for Washington, and even 40 yards.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline, and that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback, and he put it right where it needed to be.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Boston going for it all. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. They'll go option to the short side. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think his big boys up front, that offensive line, they've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Jonathan Jones that time, the one who got a hand in, knocked it away.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you...
And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead.
Commanders 7, Patriots 3.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Back to throw. Boston. Off to Thomas on the left side. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Well, a good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun. Boston. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will stay a 4-point game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Checking this down to Stevenson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to drop this down to Harris, middle of the field. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. And this offense on third down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be third, and he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And here's Joseph Charlton now as he'll kick it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. So here is Washington now to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Throwing to start the drive. Boston slings this deep from McLaurin. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Off play action. Boston. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Robinson will try to pick it up, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Patriots take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And Joseph Charlton on now to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. A beautiful fake. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. New England trying to get a place on offense. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run once more with Stevenson. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Stevenson gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Jones from the gun on 3rd down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On is the punter Charlton now as he's able to get this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. To throw on 3rd down. Boston. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. throwing to start the drive. Jones. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down. Back to throw. Jones. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Jason Myers on for the field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
And he hits the upright, but it caroms in anyway. Boy, plenty of distance there as he banks it in. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. Distance wasn't the problem, but he did need some help from the right upright, and he got it. A little kiss and in.
Yeah, unfortunately caught on the inside of the upright, and that pushed it through. This isn't like a baseball foul pole where you hit any part of it and it counts. It's got to go through the post. If he hits it on the outside, that's no good.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. On first down, Boston. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Boston. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football. Seibert's kick is good, and they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And it's the Jets who are out in front as that game's gone to the intermission. Breece Hall, a touchdown run in that first half. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who are out in front. 3 touchdown passes in that one for Justin Herbert. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And that one's gone to the half with them leading the visiting Miami Dolphins. The Giants trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Devon Godshaw getting in there and dropping it.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On third down, Boston keeps himself upright. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
A very smart play right there. Pocket collapsing around him. Love the way he moved around a little bit and avoided the sack.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, this defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field, going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Give to Robinson on the option. And he'll go down at the 28.
Holding, offense.
Well, the guilty party that time, Charles Leno Jr. Off the option, here's Robinson. And down to the 36-yard line here. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Robinson with another carry. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. To throw on third down. Boston. Complete, it's Dotson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, good defenses, it's understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Seibert able to knock this one through. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. While they're able to come away with the interception, Charles, they aren't able to move the ball all that much. However, they do get 3 out of it with a field goal.
Yeah, and anytime you do force a turnover, you have to come out of it with points. Everybody wants 6. They'll take the 3 there. Now it's their opportunity to do it again.
No run back here for Jones. A touchback. New England's offense set to go. This offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, tried to help him shake it off, because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback